So your youngest had just turned 2. And
Yeah.
so you had discovered, wow, life is going by in a blur. So
Yep.
then what did you
Yep.
do?
Yeah, well, that's when I started kind of looking for something different. As much as I love photography, it was just, I mean, it was every evening for the sunset shots, every weekend, I would work Saturdays and Sundays. And as my oldest got into school, and starting kindergarten, I realized that they're all going to just start being at school. They're all going to be gone. And then I'm going to be gone every weekend. And so it became, I was trying to find something moving forward that was going to, work with the schedule that my family was going to have that, I'd be able to do. And so real estate, how that played into it is that I did look into potentially doing rentals or becoming a landlord or things like that. But really, time is what I wanted back. So I said, I don't want to do anything that is going to take me away from my family even more. I want something like syndications where I can just give my money over to a wonderful syndication company and know that they are doing the best with it and, managing those deals and those properties. And I can just sit back on that passive side. And so it was right around that time. It was like the perfect storm of timing where personally I was like, I need something different. I've got to find out a different path. And then Julie is posting on the mom's group on Facebook saying, hey, I've got this new company. This is what we're doing. It was literally just like the perfect storm of timing where, it made so much sense. And so it was just, and I go with my gut a lot, actually. Like I really, I'm in tune with like the heart and the mind, they obviously have to go together, but I definitely make decisions, a lot of times, using my gut. And so it just felt so right. I called Julie, we had that phone call and it just, everything clicked. We had a great rapport. There was just that trust that started to be built right from the beginning. And so, started investing in syndications and haven't looked back.
I think oftentimes women have a fear of making a mistake and they don't want to make an investment and then feel like they've made the wrong decision and be embarrassed in front of their husband and be embarrassed in front of their parents, their kids, or whatever. So how did you get over that? What did that look like for you?
Yeah, well, that's a tricky one because I do have to say I've always been someone that has just kind of seen what I wanted in that sense and gone for it. So, I guess I haven't ever really had that fear too much in the sense that I would have that like embarrassment or, not thinking it was going to work out. I mean, certainly there was those hesitations, my husband, I would say he probably wasn't on board until some of these deals have started selling and he's seeing the returns. And now he's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I'm like, I told you 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh, it took him that long.
No.
Wow.
Maybe not that long, but like, it was like, I mean, he's a CPA, right? So he's like, I got to see the numbers. Like, let's make sure that this all looks good.
Yeah.
And so, I totally understand that hesitation that especially when you're working with a partner, spouse situation, and maybe someone isn't as on board as the other person, so there is a lot of conversation that has to happen in that sense. And I think just for me personally, it was just that, I think having been around so many people just in my photography career and, I just, again, going with that gut, I feel like I just kind of had a good sense of you. And I felt like both of you, I hadn't met Annie at that point, but, through the videos and content you put out there and meeting you, it just really clicked. And I think that is so much of what, I talk to our investors about now at this point is that you just really have to mesh and click and feel that information is accessible and it's easy to understand, which the two of you made that so easy for me getting into syndications right from the beginning to feel comfortable with that. And so, my advice to anyone with that fear or maybe going into that would be just, talk to any one of us, get on the phone, have a conversation, have a Zoom call, look at all the videos that are put out there, because so much of that, I think the authenticity comes through in hopefully everything that we put out there to alleviate any of those worries about, hey, I'm going to wire this $50,000 over to essentially what could be looked at as just strangers. So I think the idea is to hopefully that we don't feel like strangers, that it feels like our investors know us and know our true intent. And no, that's the hope.